Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of this connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we are looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, really looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I do have an overall theme of the reading as well. I recently added that to my readings, and I really like what it adds. So we'll be going over that in a second. I do have a different tarot deck for each side of this connection that we'll be diving into, and then I've already shuffled the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate, helps your personal situation, and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what resonates and helps your situation and leave what doesn't. All right, Leo, on your side of this connection, you have someone is unhappy with the Seven of Wands in reverse. That someone who is unhappy, Leo, is you. But I feel as if you are not standing up for that. Because the Seven of Wands in reverse can be an energy of not setting boundaries or not standing up, not standing up in your truth. So I do feel like there's a part of you that is unhappy with how things are, but there's also a part of you who is maybe having a hard time, setting the boundaries, or even knowing how to set those boundaries, or even knowing that you should or that you can. So a lot of that we'll dive into in this reading, but I do definitely feel like things in this connection are not great right now. The overall theme of the reading, I'm just going to go ahead and pull now, is stormy. So things are stormy when it comes to this connection right now, and I feel like we'll get a little bit more on that as we pull tarot. And this person's side of the connection, they have detour with the Seven of Pentacles. So this person is currently investing in something that isn't aligned with their path. So something karmic, or they're taking a detour. Like I just kind of figure it's like they're taking the long way in some way, shape, or form. But what they're investing in is not necessarily what's best for them right now. Maybe you know that. Unfortunately, we can't control other people, right? So we'll definitely see more when we pull tarot. These are just very overall energies. They are supposed to be pretty vague, which kind of brings me to this middle energy, which you have there are regrets with the Page of Cups in reverse. Obviously, with there are regrets card, I do feel like there are regrets coming from both sides here. Maybe you said something you didn't mean, or maybe you regret not standing up for yourself. I'm not sure yet. Obviously, there are regrets coming from this person too. I don't actually know what this means yet. I feel like this is, with the Page of Cups in reverse, this to me is a sign of maybe not listening to divine guidance. It can also be a sign of a card for emotional unavailability. And I obviously know what the card means, but I don't really know how it ties into there are regrets yet. And so we'll see when, I think as we start to pull for the rest of the reading, because I do feel like there's more to this Page of Cups in reverse than just those two definitions that I mentioned. So I'm interested to see if it comes out at all and kind of adds a little bit of clarity there. But let's start, Leo, with your side of this connection. It's funny, I often have people, not often, but sometimes will have people accuse me of, like, since I pulled these cards off camera, of like manipulating the reading. And it's really funny because the only reason I pull cards off camera is so that I can pull cards and I meditate, and it would add like 15 to 20 minutes of the reading. So it's just funny because sometimes the cards come out and I'm like, I don't know what that means until I start channeling. All right, Leo's side of this connection, someone is unhappy with the Seven of Wands in reverse. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with, please. This is for Leo's side of this connection. Ooh, Leo. You're pretty closed off to this right now. I feel like you're in a place of protecting yourself. But at the same time, I also feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This Queen of Swords in reverse can also be kind of like a closed off heart. It just kind of feels like you're, maybe because of this unhappy energy. And that's the difficult thing, is when we start to experience connections that don't necessarily add to our happiness. Not that any connection can be the source of our happiness, but when someone starts to take away from our happiness, starts to be a source of our unhappiness, and we don't, that happens for a while. We don't set boundaries, we don't speak up for ourselves, and it continues. It can actually start to affect how open we are to giving and receiving love in general, because we can start to close ourselves off, because if we're not receiving love, why keep our heart open? And we get into that place of protection. And so I kind of feel like that's what has happened in this connection. It kind of feels like you're in this place of protection, maybe even defensiveness. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection, please. The 5 of Wands. So you see this connection is in conflict right now. With the 9 of Wands. I feel like you've been in this place, though, with this person for a while. This place of conflict. It's like you see this as a fight almost. Because this 9 of Wands to me usually is like the end of a cycle, or coming to the close of something, or obstacles. And it's actually not how I'm seeing it. Like, to me, looking at these cards, like everyone in this imagery looks very defensive, like very trying to protect themselves, maybe fighting to feel heard, understood, validated in some sort of way. And I feel like that's kind of what it is. It's like, I feel like you feel like you're not being heard, understood, seen. And I feel like maybe that's why you're in this place of not setting boundaries and not standing up for yourself, is maybe you've gotten to a point where you feel like there's no point, because no matter how much you speak up for yourself, it doesn't really ever tend to matter, which is why you started closing off your heart. You started kind of getting into this place of protection. This is for Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with, please. This is for Leo's side of this connection. The Hierophant in reverse. The 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you want, or wanted, depending on how this reading resonates for you, this connection to work, but there's a different perspective that's needed. There's something a different lens that this needs to be viewed through. Because I feel like actually, I want to clarify this 9 of Pentacles really quick. What is this 9 of Pentacles talking about on Leo's side of this connection? What is this 9 of Pentacles talking about on Leo's side of this connection? One more. Okay, so there's a part of you, Leo, who's viewing this connection and this person through these kind of rose-colored glasses. And I feel like a lot of that stems from the fact that at one point this person did, like things were good, you were happy in this, but I feel like things have shifted since then. Now, you are in a kind of a stormy energy, right, with this person, with this connection. It could be one that's ended, it could be one in separation, it could be one that you're just having trouble with. But there's a deeper lesson here on knowing what it is that you deserve, and allowing yourself to see your value and stand up for your value. So there's a lesson here, a lesson coming from your side. It could be different for everyone. It could be similar. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. We'll see if we can get specific on it. Leo's side of this connection. Leo's side of this connection, please. Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Wands in reverse, 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords. Okay. So this connection, I feel like, because it's either been in your life for a long time, or in the amount of time it's been in your life, it's become kind of a source of stability. And sometimes we can gain our stability from the hope of something, right? Having the hope of things working out for us is better than not having hope, even if the actual situation is the same. I hope that makes sense. And so this connection has actually very much become a part of your comfort zone. Now, I feel like at one point you saw this as your 10 of Cups. Long-term, emotional fulfillment, a lot of potential in this. But this is what it was replaced by. This is what things once were, and this is what it was replaced by, is the 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, just kind of a painful situation. And I feel like it's been hard for you to let go in a way. Like, you're still working on it. You're still trying to make it work because I feel like you want to get back to this. Which is why you're still putting so much into it, even though this is what you keep being met with, is this 3 of Swords. So no wonder you're in a place of protecting yourself right now. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection, one more. This is for Leo's side of this connection, please. But there's the need to see the truth. The need to see beyond what's happening into the heart of the matter. Judgment in reverse or the Temperance in reverse. Because you're frustrated with this. But I just feel like you're still viewing it through the lens of like that 10 of Cups instead of through the truth of the 3 of Swords. The pain, the painful situation, the painful cycle that's actually existing. There's something that needs to be seen. Something that this Judgment in reverse and this Hierophant in reverse go hand in hand. Because I feel like you're viewing this person through the lens of their potential, not through the lens of what this connection has done to you. And there's a lesson in that. I mean, our perspective is everything, right? Leo's side of this connection. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection, please. It's the expectation. You had this expectation of this person being like your abundance here. You saw them as your 10 of Cups, you saw this 10 of Pentacles, but then things didn't happen that way. And I feel like you're still holding on to this, to what could be or what could have been. It's like, yeah, you're still seeing things through the lens of that 10 of Cups. What's going on with them? Let's see. Because, and also, where are these regrets coming from? Okay. This person's energy toward Leo. Detour with the 7 of Pentacles. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo. One more. This person's energy toward Leo, please. Seeing detour and then the 2 of Wands in reverse, this person is very off of, like, out of alignment right now. They're kind of missing out on what could be, not just in this, but in their life in general, because it feels like their focus is on things that don't really matter. Or like, I don't know. I don't know, we'll get more. Things that, I don't want to say things that don't matter. I'm sure they matter to them, but like, this person's energy toward Leo. But they're investing in a detour. This person's energy toward Leo. See, okay. 6 of Wands with the moon. So, this person is investing in whatever can help them avoid facing their shadow, avoid facing their fear. It's like, hang on, I want more on that. This is interesting because I want to know how this detour plays a role into this connection. What is this energy talking about? 6 of Wands with the moon. I want more on this message. It's like, okay, yeah. So with the Ace of Cups in reverse, they're kind of pushing down, not facing what they need to face. So they're kind of avoiding a lot here, which makes sense. I feel like that's why they're on this detour, is they're trying to direct their focus onto something that doesn't matter so that they don't have to face what this connection brings out in them. Especially because you saw that 10 of Cups in reverse. That's the same 10 of Cups in reverse as you have. So there is potential here. Both people recognize that there's potential here. The difference is, I feel, Leo, that you're willing to, or were, I don't necessarily know if you are anymore, you were willing to do what was necessary to try to reach that potential, and this person just wasn't. Because, when you're in connections that are sustainable, it comes down to whether both people are committed to growth, right? Are committed to self-awareness and growth and doing what's best, not just for them, but for both parties. And I feel like this person's kind of they're on a selfish journey right now. Not that that's always a bad thing, because sometimes that's necessary, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's more to it. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo, please. So you and this person are heavily mirroring each other. So that's what I feel like is happening, is there's this mirror. This connection is bringing up for each of you these internal battles that you have within yourself, and I'll elaborate on that. And it's manifesting through the connection. So your internal battle here, Leo, I feel like is knowing that you deserve more, yet not standing up for that. Like, you deserve more. Maybe you don't know it, because remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. And only 5% of how we interact with our reality comes from our conscious mind. And our subconscious is going to be a product of how we've internalized our experiences and what beliefs that we've acquired from those. So if you've acquired beliefs such as not feeling lovable, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving, you might know on a conscious level, hey, I know I deserve better than this, but there's a part of you that doesn't actually believe that. So your movements, choices, and decisions are going to align with that. And that's kind of this battle that I feel like you're in within yourself. Now, it's coming out through them because you know you deserve better, yet you continue to receive less. And then this person, they have a completely different internal battle coming on that's somehow directly like affecting your internal battle, because I feel like their internal battle is actually being presented with what it is that they deserve, but not feeling good enough for it. So instead of, handling that, pushing it away, right? Runner chaser. That's where that kind of comes from. But it goes deeper than that, because I feel like these internal battles that it's not, because with the Five of Wands, it's not you versus them. I said this in another reading this week, but it's you versus you and them versus them that's coming out in this connection. So a heavy mirror here. And it just kind of feels like they're letting, I don't know. Okay, let me get more. This person's energy toward Leo. Okay. I gotta grab that. And this is a tall table, so I gotta get off here. All right. Okay. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo, please. Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Six of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles, same as right there. There you are as the Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female, and then the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Your investment in them kind of freaks them out. Like, I feel like it brings up a lot of like fear and insecurity, and it makes them have to face like their shadow self, because they are very much pushing this away. I really feel like that's the case. I feel like they're pushing this away. They're pushing you away, whatever form of treatment that's coming from. Like if it is infidelity, if it's just like not prioritizing the connection, if it's manipulation, it could be anything. But whatever they're doing, they're trying to maintain control here, because your investment in them freaks them out. So instead of investing in you, they're investing in however they can protect themselves, because they're not reciprocating this investment here. They're investing in something else to run from having to face the way that this connection makes them feel, the uncomfortable emotions associated. And that's what I feel then in turn you're kind of taking personally, because I feel like you're like, well, why is this person not investing in me? Like, why are they not choosing me? And it's like, well, it's not that they're not choosing you or not investing in you. It's that they're not choosing or investing in themselves. And of course, that's coming out in this connection. But that's how those internal battles that you both are having are kind of colliding here. As within, so without, right? And I feel like that's what you're needing to see, is this isn't necessarily about what's going on with this connection. This is about what's going on within you that's needing to be addressed. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo. That's why things have been so freaking stormy in this. I mean, you're having to face a lot through this connection. I mean, so are they, but the difference is, I feel, Leo, is that you're not facing it. The difference is I don't feel like they're facing it. That's what I was trying to say. And maybe you're not either. I don't know. If I said that, there might be a reason. There's that Judgment in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Lack of communication. I don't feel like this person knows how to communicate because, well, actually, let me get more on this Page of Swords in reverse. I do think it has to do with communication, but I think it goes a little further than that. I just kind of feel like this person is shut down here. Yeah, because they don't feel deserving of love either. So that is kind of, it's like they're not communicating, they're not being honest, they're not being vulnerable here. Now, because they have a past, like their past has in some way, shape, or form made them feel not deserving of love, made them feel unlovable, whether that started in childhood or past relationships or whatever the case is. And that is directly impacting this connection. But instead of like being able to, because communication is not just about talking to someone, right? It's not just about speaking words. It's about understanding how you're feeling, being able to articulate those in a vulnerable manner, and being able to be open to what the other person has to say as well, without being defensive. I don't feel like they have that in their tool belt. And so if they're not communicating, it's going to leave you to kind of interpret their actions. So if they are pushing this away because they don't feel unlovable, and honestly, I don't even think they really realize that that's why they're doing it, or even that they're doing that. And, they're just kind of pushing this away, not choosing you, not treating you very well, then you're going to interpret it as, this has something to do with me. This is about my worth. This is about, me not being good enough, me not being lovable. And then you're not communicating or standing up for that, which is setting the precedent for the connection, that this is just kind of how things go. And so I feel like that's where it's like, there's so much going on within both of you that's not being verbalized in this connection, which is leaving a lot of room for interpretation. And anytime we try to interpret someone's movements, choices, and decisions, the first way we're going to do that is through our own fears, doubts, and insecurities. We are going to assume the worst, at least for the most part. That's typically what we do. The first way we typically view things is through that lens. So there's a lot more. There's a lot going on here, and I feel like you're like, yeah, I know, but I think the biggest thing that's coming through here is the fact that you don't have to put up with this. You don't have to wait for this person to figure out what's going on. Instead of trying to get involved in their internal battle, focus on yours, because there are two internal battles happening here. Got you and theirs, yours and theirs. And to you, it might just look like a fight between the two of you, but it's not. It's more than that. I think there are regrets. I'm interested. This just seems like so out of left field for what these energies are saying. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo, please. One more. This person's energy toward Leo, please. They're running from this due to their limiting beliefs when it comes to love. Because I feel like they want this 10 of Cups. They want what it is that this connection has the potential to have, but I don't feel like they're not going to be able to get here until they work through this 5 of Wands that they're dealing with. Running from, love. Now, who knows how long that's going to take them? And you cannot control that. But what you can control is your internal battle, your 5 of Wands here. That's coming out through the conflict of this connection. And so I do feel like that's going to be different for everyone. But I feel like the biggest thing is to freaking stand up for what it is you know you deserve. If there is anything I've learned, it is that the best way to tell whether or not somebody is meant to be in your life is setting boundaries, is standing up for yourself with love, approaching boundaries with love and not putting the other person on the defensive, right? Being able to speak from a place of, I feel this way when you do XYZ, instead of you do this and that makes me feel this, because that's going to put the other person on the defensive. But when we can set boundaries coming from a place of love and saying, you know, it makes me feel XYZ when you do XYZ, and I'm not going to put up with that. And just depending on how the other person responds, they're either going to say, I didn't mean to upset you, noted, I'm going to change my behavior, and then they actually do that, right? They actually change that behavior. But if you set a boundary, you say, it makes me feel XYZ when you do XYZ, and this person says, oh, you're being too needy. Oh, you're asking for too much. Oh, I'm not capable of that. Well, then that means that that person isn't willing to rise and meet you where you're at. And that has more to do with them than it does you. And that's your way of knowing, that's Spirit's way of telling you, this person doesn't respect me for who I am. Because the people who don't respect your boundaries benefit from you not having any. Because the people that are willing to show up for you and love you in the way that you deserve, they will rise to the occasion of meeting your boundaries, no questions asked. Everyone deserves a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. Stand up. I don't like it. Stand up for yourself, saying, I don't like it when you do XYZ. Everyone deserves that second chance. But when you start giving out third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chances, that's when you're in a cycle. And that's when you have to start to address that on a deeper level. All right, we are going to hop on over to this extended You Have There Are Regrets with the Page of Cups in reverse. Looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, then I have an advice card to pull from Spirit at the end. I feel like I talked really fast in this reading, so I apologize. I'm trying to get better at that, but it's something I've always struggled with. So thank you so much, Leo, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Leo, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Leo.